In this lecture, we will learn about composition. Like inheritance, composition is another object-oriented programming design concept. It is usually more flexible than inheritance. Composition models a has-a relationship. As we saw with the last example, a shape has a color. We will work with a new example in this lecture. With composition, a composite class contains an object of another class called a component. In our example, we will have a robot that can optionally have a jetpack. With composition, we will make it possible for some robots to have a jetpack component and others not to have a jetpack component. Let's create a class named jetpack. Inside of this class will go the init function that will take in one parameter, self. We will use the pass keyword as a placeholder for now. Then we will create a class named robot. Inside of this class will go the init function, which will take in three parameters, self, model, and ID. Inside of the init function, we will set self.model equal to model and self.id equal to id. Now we will type self.jetpack and initialize it to a value of none. Notice that we don't add a parameter for it, we just create the attribute. This makes it optional and allows us to either let a robot have or not have a jetpack at will. Time to see composition in action. The first step is to create a variable named jetpack and set it to a new jetpack object. Then we will create a variable named robot, which will be set to a robot object with a model T38 and an ID of 123. Finally, and here is the important part, we set robot.jetpack equal to jetpack. When we create a robot, we don't have to assign it a jetpack. That is the beauty of the composition pattern, that it allows objects to have components added to them if we desire. In the next lecture, we will learn about decorators.